connects you to the newsmakers.
Citi
News.
It's midday. A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. The news is live from our studios in Accra. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Coming up, Parliament reconvenes today, days after the 2024 general elections. This afternoon, we'll take you live to the Accra International Conference Center and bring you live updates from the House.
I lost the election for the 9th Parliament. I'm still a member of the 8th Parliament, representing the good people of 2nd D, and I'm here to do my job.
Also coming up, Office of President-elect John Dramani Mahama refute claims about purported appointment list circulating on social media. Still ahead, parts of President Akufo-Addo's statue at Takoradi vandalized with visible holes on one leg of the sculpture.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. Because I'm a maintained woman because I had on my pain. Why is that run about here fan can. I'm really surprised that the Pembe will be now.
And later, NPP calls on Electoral Commission to resume recollation of outstanding constituencies formed the December 7 election.
We urge the EC and all stakeholders to, in the interest of democracy and peace of our dear country, take immediate steps to give effect to the will of the voters in these constituencies.
All that and more on Citi Prime News, which is live across the 16 regions. In the Western region, we are live on Ajunpa 100.7 in Takwa, Beach FM 105.5 in Takoradi, Sky Power FM 93.5 also in Takoradi. Bono region, we are live on Greener FM 95.9 in Sunyain. Ashanti region, Focus FM 94.3 in Kumasi. Orange FM 107.9 also in Kumasi. Volta region, we are live on Revival FM 99.3 in Tajau. VOV Radio 95.7 in Hohoi. Northern region, Radio Bimbila 91.9 in Bimbila. Upper East, Quality FM 88.7 in Garu. Upper West, we are live on Tunsong FM 97.3 in Wa and Jurapa FM 96.1 in Jurapa.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Grateful for staying with us. Let's begin the bulletin from Parliament, where some members of Parliament have arrived at the Grand Arena of the Accra International Conference Center following a notice from the Speaker's office reconvening the House. The Speaker, Alban Bakbin, had previously declined a request by Majority Leader Alexander Penyomarkin to reconvene Parliament on November 28 and 29, maintaining that activities would remain suspended until after the December 7 general elections. Today's session is expected to address several issues, including tax exemptions for designated beneficiaries under the One District, One Factory program, consideration of the President's nominations for Supreme Court justices, and the laying of the Free Senior High School Bill. MP for 2nd D, Andrew Ejapa Mesa, shared his expectations for the sitting in an interview with journalists.
It's a regular parliamentary sitting day, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so what you expect Parliament to do on a regular sitting Parliament day is what I expect Parliament to do on a regular sitting.
Are all of your colleagues going to show up? Do you have that information?
Well, of course. I mean, I don't know who is coming and who is not coming. But Parliament is resuming today. And so after, I expect that every member of Parliament will attend.
There are concerns that people like yourself who lost your seats are not really interested in what happened in the remainder of the 8th Parliament. Do you get
my presence here certainly throws into the gutter that assertion. I lost the election for the 9th Parliament. I'm still a member of the 8th Parliament, representing the good people of 2nd D, and I'm here to do my job.
All right, well, finally, the Free SHS bill is up for discussion today. a lot of bills, the social protection bill, the financial stability fund bill.
Why do you say it's up for discussion today? It's business that has been tabled for this side of the term of Parliament. And so we'll start work. We'll do the ones that we can't today. We'll continue tomorrow until Parliament goes on recess finally, I believe on the midnight of the 6th of January 2025.
So you are confident it will be passed?
Business committee will meet, leadership will confer. I'm a regular member of Parliament, so I'm coming to set whatever business is tabled for us to deliberate on. I'll participate and make sure that we get to do what we have to do for the people of Ghana.
You had MP for Second D Andrew Ejapamesa speaking to my colleague Jude Mensah Duncan, who joins us live from the AICC. Jude, thank you so much for your time. Has sitting commenced?
Thank you so much. Our sitting hasn't commenced. We've seen a number of members of Parliament for both sides on the House make their way into the Grand Arena, the chamber. The Grand Arena is where today's parliamentary sitting will be held. The leadership on both sides, I haven't spotted them except for the minority with Member of Parliament for Banda, Ibrahim Ahmed. He is the only person in leadership I've seen make his way into the chamber today. The speaker is also yet to make his way into the chamber, so the meeting or sitting hasn't commenced as we speak.
Jude, thank you. Hold on for me. Let's briefly hear your conversation with the MP for Domko Abenyasara Josafo.
We had the pointers coming out from the surveys that were being put out there. And a very important factor is my dad in the church. And I think that moving forward as a party, we have to have a look at that in the constituency. What role does it play? What pointers would it give to us moving forward? So that we can, hopefully, I'm very confident that we can have that seat back if we do our homework well.
What will be your reaction to persons who may want to criticize you that you may not have played such an active role in helping the party to secure the seat? Mentioning your dad's role and influence in that particular constituency.
I think that those are just, criticizing for criticizing's sake. From the moment I lost that seat in my primaries, I made it clear that I would be joining the national campaign team. I was not wavery about that, because when you have been an MP for 12 years, you still have your supporters, you still have people moving around you. You don't want a situation where you are not the face of the constituency anymore, but people still receive you as the face of the constituency. I didn't want that conflict, and I chose my words carefully when I lost. And a few of your guys interviewed me, what's the way forward? I told them I was going to be with Dr. Baumia. I'm going to do other constituencies when I have the time. But I think that my influence is still there, and I want to give my opponent the way and the room and the space to enjoy it and to work the way he wants to work, not the way I want the constituency to follow.
That was the Member of Parliament for Domko Abenyasara Ajosafo. Jude is still on the line. Jude, these are members from the majority caucus. Have you been able to cite any of the MPs from the minority caucus?
Yes, I have also seen some members of Parliament from the minority caucus also make their way into the chamber. Ajosafo, in that audio clip we just played to our listeners, was also speaking about the happenings in the Domiko Abenya area. Mind you, a number of the MPs who made their way into the Grand Arena, some of them, or a majority of them, you can say, won't be returning, those I've seen, won't be returning back into the 9th Parliament. And we've seen the likes of Member of Parliament, Fayawasu Central, Henry Kotti, also make his way into the Grand Arena. He spoke also to the media when he made his way here, and Sarah Ajosafo, like we also just played, also spoke to the media about today's sitting and also happenings in the recent Parliament. So it's been relatively calm compared to previous instances where the Speaker of Parliament recalled Parliament. We've not seen a lot of, instances where there have been echoes and also adjustment for seats inside the chamber like we saw in the very last instance. So it's been calm It's been peaceful. As we speak, members of parliament are still making their way into the chamber. The deputy majority leader, Patricia Akinde, has just also arrived as we speak, and she's the first person on the majority leadership of team make her way into the chamber.
For you are grateful for your time. Jude Mensah Duncan is my colleague here at 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. We bring you live proceedings of today's sitting when Parliament commences its sitting for this week. Let's still stay with the issues to do with Parliament, and the Executive Director of the African Centre for Parliamentary Affairs, Dr. Rashid Draman, has urged the 9th Parliament to prioritise the orientation of newly elected MPs. His call comes in the wake of experienced MPs such as Katie Hammond and Esla Owusu-Ekufo, who lost their seats to NDC parliamentary candidates, many of whom are entering Parliament for the first time. Speaking to Citi News, Dr. Draman underscored the need for an intensive orientation period to familiarise the new MPs with the workings of the House and ensure they are well prepared to effectively carry out their legislative duties.
Yes, I think that this is going to be quite a difficult situation in the 9th Parliament. Coming back to the issue of the experienced hands, I hope that maybe a number of things can be done in order to get new members, very quickly up to speed. The kind of induction that is normally given, I hope this time around, Parliament will be very, very intentional about it and take the members, particularly the new members, through the kind of rubrics of the workings of Parliament. Because usually when the inductions happen, they are rushed. And so new members don't get to understand the standing orders. They don't get to understand how Parliament works and so on. I think it's a tragedy that we have lost a lot of experienced hands, particularly from what would constitute the opposition in the 9th Parliament.
That was the Executive Director of the African Centre for Parliamentary Affairs, Dr. Rashid Draman. The office of President-elect John Dramani Mahama has denied claims about alleged appointment lists circulating on social media. In a statement signed by Joyce Bawa Mukhtari, special aide to the president-elect, the office described the list as false and unauthorized. It further clarified that no official appointment or nominations have been made and urged the public to disregard the report. Here is excerpts read by Shiba Araba Beni.
The office of the president-elect wishes to categorically state that lists circulating on social media purported to be appointments and nominations made by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama are false and unauthorized. We urge all to refrain from spreading unverified information and to rely on official communications from our office.
Those were excerpts of a statement from the office of President-elect John Dramani Mahama denying claims about purported appointment lists circulating on social media. The Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference has expressed grave concern over the violence and unrest that have followed the 2024 general election. The conference condemned acts of rioting, looting and violence as unacceptable and contrary to the values of peace, unity and respect for life. It also highlighted the loss of 4 lives in election-related incident and the attack on 3 Indian Catholic priests in Passa, underscoring the urgent need for action. Speaking to Citi News, the president of the conference, Most Reverend Matthew Kwesi Jemfi, called on the police and relevant state actors to address these incidents with urgency and ensure swift measures are taken to prevent further unrest.
This is where we expected the police to act decisively and to bring those people to book and treat them as the criminals that they are. It has nothing to do with election. These are criminals taking advantage of one party winning, another one losing, to loot, to cause harm. Some people just slapped some Catholic priests who were just taking tools, equipment to go and develop an area for the nation. These are things that we learn from and we must guide against. In the last election before this, similar things happened and nothing was done to arrest the situation. That is why other people, I believe, took advantage of it to do it this time. So we are urging Parliament or whichever agencies that are responsible to address that issue as soon as possible, wherever that issue has to be addressed. No individual can place the law into his hands that is protecting state property. Who are they? Who gave them those laws? Who gave them those authority? So these things must be addressed. Otherwise, next time it's not going to be very, very favorable. Because once you do that to innocent individuals, the tendency is for them to defend themselves and their property. And that can lead into a whole lot of things.
Most Reverend Matthew Kwesi Jemfi is president of the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference. This is still the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Still ahead, part of President Akufo-Addo's statue at Takoradi vandalized with visible holes on one leg of the sculpture. We have details of that and many stories coming up shortly. Please don't go away.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Let's take you to the Western region now, and a developing situation has emerged in Sekende Takoradi, where part of President Akufo-Addo's statue located in front of the Efiankwanta Hospital has been found damaged. A noticeable gaping hole has been discovered at the back of one of the statue's leg. While the cause remains unclear, some speculate that the damage could be the result of deliberate vandalism, reflecting earlier threats by some residents to bring down the statue. Others suggest it might simply be a structural defect. Some residents share their views on this development with Citi News.
Me majo try say na moye ne ade ne terminal. Nanka say
I believe the early makeup of the statue is the reason it began to deteriorate so quickly. To me, the statue's positioning was purposeful, as it was decided upon by the leaders at the time.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. Because I'm a woman because I had
I am truly shocked by the damage done to the president's statue. I think it's important to address this issue so the statue can continue to serve as a lasting tribute to our leaders.
Those were some residents of Sekende Takoradi on the damage caused on President Akufo-Addo's statue. The New Patriotic Party is urging the Electoral Commission to resume the recollation of results for constituencies still unresolved from the December 7 elections. According to the party, its independent collation indicates victories in constituencies such as Domko-Abenya, Ahafo-Ano North, Ahafo-Ano South West, Obuasi East, Techiman South, Insawo-Madrajiri, Awen, Ablekuma North, Tema Central, and Okaikwe Central. The EC has already declared the NPP winners of the Suhum, Fantiakwa North, and Akutia constituencies following recollation at the Tesano Police Training School. Former NPP chairman Peter McMahon made this appeal during a press conference earlier today.
It is therefore our expectation that the EC would immediately resume the collation exercise. We implore the National Election Security Task Force to provide adequate security to facilitate peaceful collation under a serene environment. We are also calling on the NDC leadership to rein in on their supporters. We are very certain that our parliamentary candidates in the above-mentioned constituencies won the elections based on verifiable data from the pink sheets, as we have demonstrated. We urge the EC and all stakeholders to, in the interest of democracy and peace of our dear country, take immediate steps to give effect to the will of the voters in these constituencies as expressed in the December polls.
That was a former chairman of the NPP, Peter Mark Mainum. The National Democratic Congress, NDC, is scheduled to meet the Inspector General of Police later today to address issues arising from the aftermath of the elections. The NDC has raised concerns over activities at the Tesano Police Training School, which it described as unlawful. Speaking to Citi News, Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the NDC, Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer reaffirmed the party's stance, criticizing the EC's silence on the matter.
The Electoral Commission has not responded officially to our letter. The General Secretary sent a letter to them requesting for an emergency IPAC meeting on the issue of this recollation and recounting, or what they call it. Yet, up to now, they have not responded. So we are still waiting to hear from them their response on the letter we sent to them. The IGP invited us this morning for a meeting to discuss the issue of the recollation. So we are going there to listen to them, listen to the IGP and his team on it. But our position is very clear, and we didn't miss words in advancing our point that, look, we are not going to accept any recollation whatsoever because it is not embedded in the CI 127 that all of us have pledged to respect. I mean, in Techimas, we asked for recollation in 2020, and they wrote back to us and told us point blank that so long as a declaration is made, there cannot be any recollation. So what has changed this year?
Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer is a Deputy Director of IT and Elections for the NDC. Meanwhile, private legal practitioner Martin Pebu is calling for a legal resolution regarding the recollation of some disputed parliamentary results from the December 7 elections. Speaking to Citi News, Martin Pebu argued that only a court has the authority to invalidate declared results.
The suspension of the recollation is in order because under the law, the CI 127, you don't find provision for recollation. There is no such provision. So it's good that NDC is taking the matter to court. So let the court go into the matter. Yes, the only other issue is that I understand that especially when it comes to Sawam, it will be like this. They're saying there was no formal declaration of the NDC candidate as the winner. So that's how come they can do recollation. I don't know, because once that is not in the TI, then the best thing is to let the matter go to court, let the court look into it. Because you remember in 2020, when the NDC wrote to the EC to do recollation in respect of the Techiman South matter, the EC wrote that it doesn't have the power to do recollation. So why would the EC now try to do recollation 4 years on?
Martin Pebu is a private legal practitioner. The Ghana Health Service has commenced a mass cholera vaccination campaign in the Western region running through Thursday, December 19, 2024. The campaign follows a surge in cholera cases, particularly in the Western and Central regions. Currently, 8 metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies in the Western region have been affected with 908 confirmed cases and 15 reported deaths. The vaccination exercise targets 4 assemblies identified as the most severely impacted. Speaking to Citi News, the Western Regional Deputy Director of Public Health, Dr. Gifty Amugi, stated that the vaccination is necessary to boost immunity and help reduce the number of cases in the region.
It's with the advent of the surge in the cases of cholera in the region, it has become very important that we vaccinate the populace. The vaccination would improve or increase our immunity to the cholera infection. What we need now at this point is to drastically bring down the number of cases that we are getting for the cholera. This is not the first line or the gold standard in controlling the cholera management or the cholera outbreak within the region. There are a lot of activities that are going on already, from our education to the environmental activities. From Sunday, the 15th of December to the 19th of December, we are going to embark on this campaign. We have selected the areas where we have the highest risk and the highest number of cases. Sekondi Takrady Metropolis, Efiakwesi Mintim Municipality, the whole of Shama District, and 2 sub-districts in Ahanta West, that is Agona Sub-District and then Apuai Sub-District.
You had Western Regional Deputy Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Gifty Amogi. Now, the worker union of the Ghana Water Limited in the Ashanti region has called off its strike and resumed water supply to customers after the intervention of key stakeholders. The union said it received assurances addressing its concerns over the alleged unlawful demolition of bungalows belonging to senior company directors by a private developer. Speaking to journalists, Vice Chairman of the Senior Staff Union of the Ghana Water Limited, Emmanuel Opoti Kojia, confirmed the end of the industrial action and the resumption of water supply days after its disruption.
We believe that the siege that was staked at the bungalows of our managers is a clear show of impunity. And if we did not stand by our people whose security and safety were compromised in the process, then our presence in this region, a water production firm in this region, is of no value. We want customers to be assured that our actions were not meant to inconvenience them. But it was a necessary evil that must be undertaken for the future of this company and for the future of Ashanti-Man if we have to continue to produce water for them. And so we are glad that we have to return to supply, which is immediately, some of our stations have started already. But then we want to give a caution that if what happened the last time is not restored, and we are monitoring because our directors have given us some promises that they are going to take some swift action to get the matter resolved and to retain those properties with Ghana Water Company.
That was the Vice Chairman of the Senior Staff Union of the Ghana Water Limited in the Ashanti region, Emmanuel Opoti Kojia. Now, the Situation All-White Christmas Party is back this Christmas Eve, December 24, at the Underbridge at East Legon here in Accra. Hosted by Channel 1 TV and Citi FM 97.3, it promises a night filled with music, energy and festive excitement. The party begins at 8 p.m. with attendees expected to wear their finest all-white outfit. This year's edition promises to bring great vibes, top DJs, live performances, and unforgettable moments that will keep you partying until dawn. Head of Events and Partnerships at Citi FM and Channel 1 TV, Fema Edunyame shares more details.
So just to start with, let me put the number down, just so you don't miss it. So the number is 0205 973 973. 0205 973 973.
They are calling the number to do what?
So you are calling the number to book and follow suit with your payments to be part of the Situation All-White Christmas party.
Bringing back our 24th night.
Exactly. So you just call us. We put the packages out, you know, so platinum, diamond, gold, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, a group of 8, group of 5, group of 20, group of 30.
Yes.
Just give us a call. Just tell us you want to be part of Situation, and then we are good to go.
That was the head of events and partnerships at Channel 1 TV and Citi FM, Fema Edunyame, sharing more insight about this year's Situation all-white Christmas party happening on Christmas Eve at the Underbridge at East Legon here in Accra. Please, for table reservation, kindly call 0205 973 973. And that's how we end today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studios in Accra. Please visit citynewsroom.com for more stories. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Many thanks for your company. Do have a great afternoon.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, City 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at City 973.
City 97.3.